and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Get ready to rumble!
Pump up the jam, yo, pump it up, yo, pump it.
Y'all ready for this?
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Give it up, yeah.
Welcome to the big show. Simply
Y'all ready for this?
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping. And the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. Pump up the jam, pump up the jam, pump up the jam, pump up the jam, jam, pump it up, up.
At the 25, breaks a couple of tackles. Headlock, go! Headlock, go! He could go all the way.
Hey, you, get out of our way because today is the day we will put you away.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready to rumble.
Pump up the jam, yo, pump it up, yo, pump it.
Aggressive, be aggressive.
simply en fuego.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Hazami, and this is SportsWizer. Tonight, we are talking greatest college sports mascots.
I'm Stu, and I'll be right back with What's Up Sport. Ooh.
I'm Mike. I'm waiting for your instant messages, and of course, it's your shoe into the week.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest tonight. She comes all the way back to us from earlier in the year. She's a professional athletic trainer. She's very sexy. She's very beautiful. Please welcome Lisa Lucchese, everybody.
Do you know who the first mascot ever was?
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
It wasn't Yale.
You know,
It was. I have it here. Actually.
I know.
First mascot. Hold on. Give me a second. I want to hold on to this.
First pro mascot.
Pro mascot?
Pro mascot.
Was it the chicken?
Yep.
San Diego Chicken.
No, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, but the first college mascot was who, Stu?
Probably Drunky McDrunkerson.
No, here I'm going to show you. All
no.
right, here. Look. Here.
Just some drunk guy in a fat suit.
No. The first. I'm going to show you right here. The first college mascot was. I have it right here.
Hey, Danny, while you look that up, the funny thing about the San Diego Chicken is the San Diego Chicken is on the 100 most powerful people in sports.
Are you
Wow.
serious?
And is also a member of the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is, isn't he?
Talk about clout and like
when you're there with the like Mr. Met and the guy with the Reds and all these idiot mascots that really in pro sports kind of make no sense, like college.
By the way, I have your answer. The first college mascot ever was the Falcon at Air Force Academy.
Wow.
That is it right there. I did look it up on my papers over here because I do have my notes, but I want you to know the Falcon is the first mascot. Do have a special guest coming up pretty soon, so I want you guys to stay tuned. We're going to be talking about not only mascots, but possibility of should college athletes also be paid. So we do have a special guest coming up in just a minute, but before we move off the mascot topic, and we are going to be continuously talking, I want to know what your worst mascot is. I say it's the tree because anything that's named a tree as a mascot is not a mascot as far as I'm concerned. My favorite mascot is the Georgia Bulldog.
Yes.
I love he is my all-time favorite.
Ugga.
I mean, Ugga. He is amazing.
He's a real animal. That's the point.
Show a picture of the Ugga. Do you have that there, Brian? Show a picture because I think I gave you that. He's that bulldog over there. He's my favorite mascot. I mean, just look. No, that's the wrong.
That's not a bulldog.
That's Bevo.
No,
that's not a bulldog either.
There it is.
Best dog
Cute.
ever, Danny, right?
Now look
So
at that.
cute.
Look at that. That is the cute. Lisa, don't you just want to be a Georgia Bulldog fan right now?
Yeah, he's cute.
By the way, do you know he attacked an Auburn player?
Did he really?
He did. Bonus points for that.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Good job.
Do you know what the Auburn mascot is?
The Auburn mascot? No. Drunk.
Not the Mighty Ducks?
No, anybody know what the Auburn mascot is?
Negative?
No, you don't know what the Auburn mascot is? Tigers. The Auburn
Yeah,
Tigers.
you're right. Yeah.
That's the Tigers. Now, do you know what the LSU mascot is?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thinking. I do.
The
Wait.
Tigers.
The Tigers.
Tigers.
There you go. But here's the thing. Is it really the Tiger? Is it really the Tiger? Yes, it is. There's another one here.
Wow.
I think it's Auburn that has, I could be wrong, that Eagle is their actual mascot. The Tigers are the nickname, but they have the Eagle as their mascot, which is kind of bizarre.
Wow.
I can't figure it out.
Captivating internet television. Apparently, I'm the only one who likes money, and I like to get paid to watch football on Sundays. It's
All right.
what I do.
All right. What do we got? What do you got for your shoe-in of the week?
I'm going to
Now,
give you
let's just
two,
get
Danny.
to it. Boom.
Okay, I'm going to give you two. Here you go. First one is the Colts are playing the lowly Raiders. Now, we all know the Raiders are awful, and we all know the Colts are really good. The Colts are only favored by 10 points.
Are they at the Raiders or at Indianapolis?
No, they're at Indianapolis. Really? So why not? I mean, why not?
Gotta go
You'll
with it.
probably win. Yeah, you'll definitely win. All right, and my next pick here is... Let's go with Seattle at Carolina. Again, two teams headed in different directions. Seattle only giving up 7 at Carolina. But if you've ever watched a Carolina game, they have no fan support. Nobody cares. Team is awful. Take Seattle -7 and Indy -10.
Okay. Well, this brings us to something. You're taking Seattle. You're taking Seattle -7 at Carolina. And isn't it true that the quarterback at Carolina is none other than Vinny Testaverde?
Yes, Old Bones McGee will be playing.
Beautiful. So that's why now this is a perfect segue in to our next guest. We have tonight 2 guests here, people. Tonight we have a person right now in studio who actually played with Vinny Testaverde at the University of Miami. Look, check out his website, lotsofpromise.com. He's from the University of Miami. He played under Jimmy Johnson. He played with Mike Irvin, with Jim Kelly, with Vinny Testaverde. He's a very, very great athlete.
Nobody can do the shingling like I do. Nobody can do the skate like I do. Nobody can do the boogaloo like I do. Nobody can do the feeling like I
Went to Columbia High School, led this area, 63 schools in receiving, also played some quarterback. Okay? See that trick? I'll tell you who taught me that. Throw the ball off the ground like that. Let me tell you in a second. So I left Columbia High School, and I had university schools come in and wanted to let me practice as a way of recruiting. And I said, you know what? That's great. I like the Northeast. I grew up here. I know there's a school down the street called Hudson Valley. And it was sort of the place you went if you were on your way somewhere else, or maybe that was the end of your career. And I said, you know what, I think Hudson Valley can do better than that. And I was fortunate enough after playing here, right here, my first game, got hurt down a game in Delaware, they almost tore my toe off of my foot, figured my career was done. Ended the season, came and played baseball here at the Valley. Hit a home run my first at bat down in college in Florida. Came up here, was running backwards in that gym right over there, almost paralyzed, flat on my back, couldn't feel anything, done for the season in an accident. Said, that's it, my career's over. But I had people who had a belief in me.
Please welcome to our studios, to the SportsWizer whatever chair. We've never done this before. Please welcome Mark Anthony DiBello, everybody.
Danny, thank you. I've heard Cy Sperling of the Hair Club for Men give less plugs. Yeah. That's terrific. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And he's funny.
Yes,
You're a good judge of people.
Thank you.
you.
So wait a minute. Now let's go on. We're going back to a little bit of the shoe-in of the week here because Mike is taking Seattle over Carolina. You played with Vinny Testaverde, who is now a member of ARP. I was wondering...
AARP?
AARP,
yeah.
right.
I'm not the brightest bulb on Broadway. I still can't spell IRS, so go ahead.
What was it like playing with Vinny, and do you think that Mike is right in taking Seattle?
As a matter of fact, I disagree with Mike. I like, Stu and everybody here, but I know 100% of the wagering public is betting the Seahawks. So when the public goes one way... go the other way.
Really?
Yeah. And as for Vinny, my website that you mentioned, lotsofpromise.com, is about sort of my helping Vinny win the Heisman. Yeah. Say that 3 times. He and I were both scrubs. And, he shot a lot of pool, but he had a rocket arm, and, when he threw it, it actually whistled. Yeah, seriously, you have a ball in the studio. I think Stu had a ball he was throwing around. When he threw it, it would actually whistle. That's right. And
it's a youth ball because my hands can't fit over.
Go ahead, wing it over here.
Yeah, I would love to.
Too many cameras.
Yeah, too many cameras. We can't do it. But afterwards, we'll go out there and you'll throw it to me, and it'll be great. Now,
well, we just scrubbed together, and I knew he could do it if he just stuck with it, and made sure he didn't go to class and just, worked his butt off on the field, and he did great.
So now, you were at the University of Miami, correct?
Yeah, college was 7.5 of the best years of my life.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
I'm the only guy who majored in undecided.
Really?
I actually almost got a degree in it, almost. Yeah.
I want you to know that you were there for 7.5 years, and you played a sport. I was there for 5 years and couldn't play a sport. So at my college...
That's all right. It's a junior college.
Yeah. Arizona State is not a junior college. It's a real college. Just no one goes to class, all right?
Danny, you know what? I actually got a degree, too, but my professor told me it was sheepskin better suited for the sheep.
Right. So what was it like? What was it like playing with Vinny, Jim Kelly? I don't know if you ever met Bernie Kosar.
Yeah.
What was it like playing under Jimmy Johnson? And you had the mascot, the Ibis. I call it the Ibis. But you had the mascot. Did you ever meet the mascot? Did you ever do any hazing things with the mascot?
The first thing that came to that Ibis, that bird thing, I was just really disappointed to find out that his eyes were screens. I saw him flying around the stadium. I had no clue what that dumb bird was doing.
Right.
Nobody even knows how to pronounce Ibis.
Right.
And it's a scrawny little, skinny-legged little bird. I don't know anybody who wants to be imitating that thing. Yeah, it was just, it was clueless, and we really didn't have much respect for that guy. But you got to like the fact that, these guys, it's a license to steal when you get in that costume and you're running around the cheerleaders and the fans and the opposing teams. These guys are like, anonymous. They should have a name on their jersey. So, it's a license to steal for these guys. And I just got a kick that the guy had the guts to go ahead and do that. But, I can't endorse any kind of ibis. I still don't know what it is. It's a bird, I guess, that leaves when hurricanes come.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Apparently, his name is Stanley the Ibis, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's 7.5 years, and I still don't know.
And because remember, you were majored in undecided.
My first class was Sun Fun 101. So I trained doing laps around the UM swim team in the pool.
So you had Sun Fun 101 at Miami, and I had Tanning 101 at Arizona State.
Did you?
So yeah, that's what we did over there. So we actually went to similar schools, and you played at the Fiesta Bowl, correct?
Yeah, I went to the Fiasco Bowl, we called it, and it was a big thrill and a bowl trip. And you mentioned some of the guys I played with, like Mike Irvin. I can tell you a quick story. Mike played with, I know you guys mentioned the Seahawks before, Brian Blades.
Right.
Was a wideout for the Seahawks, and one of the first things I did when I got on, to practice was me and my fellow Caucasian wide receiver by the name of John Adams took on Mike and Brian Blades in an old-fashioned game of 2-on-2. Where you're like one guy plays center and one guy's receiver, one guy's quarterback. So we're playing, and Mike is like high-fiving, jiving, doing this and this, just trash talking and everything.
Was he on coke back then?
No,
Okay.
He was.
That was only when he went to the Cowboys. Okay, I just want to make sure.
He got a little lost later, but nonetheless, so he was really good. Obviously, and he's playing us, and we're kind of slow, but we play, and Mike makes a move on me, and I make a move on Mike, and by the end of the game, I think it was probably like 56-0. Okay. And Mike says to me, and I'm from a little crusty upstate New York bunch of white guys, and never really was in the African American community, and I don't know how to deal with these guys. And Mike says to me after we scored our first score, he says, our only score, he says, you know what? You not bad for a white boy. And I said, and I didn't know what to say to him, so it's Miami. So I said, Mike, you know what? You're not bad for a tan guy either. I didn't want to get in any risk with these guys in the locker room.
Listen,
They're
I
big
don't blame
boys.
you, man. My favorite mascot, I love but one of my other favorite mascots that I love is because I went there, Sparky. I love Sparky from Arizona State. He's the Sun Devil. He's Sparky. He's it's kind of cool. I really like him. I also like the Buffalo from the Colorado. Go ahead.
Danny,
what do you got there?
I got a quick story I can tell you. I wrote down Ralphie the Buffalo. I have a buddy that I went to UM with. He told me two great mascots, true stories. And I'll tell you the Ralphie the Buffalo one. The other one is about, I think Stu before mentioned Yale. Yeah. Ralphie the Buffalo was like early in the season and was like 120 degrees at UC Colorado, and Ralphie was getting sick, so that he couldn't really be on the field. He was like getting dehydrated. So the fans had, the establishment had the idea to put Ralphie in the parking lot. Let's take care of him. So they put Ralphie in the parking lot, and they put a bunch of not tractor trailers, Winnebagos around him to keep him caged. And they ended up getting these ice blocks. So Ralphie could lick the ice blocks and, kind of calm down and be, because he was getting kind of riled up because it was like 120 degrees. What the fans didn't realize come to third quarter was the game ended up being a blowout, and the ice ended up melting. So Ralphie's got nothing to lick on, and he's getting all dehydrated. He's getting real ornery. And with the blowout in the third quarter, the fans in the Winnebago started leaving the game early. True story. Ralphie's running around the parking lot.
Oh my God.
No!
He had this Toreador raging bull kind of thing going, and he's running all over the parking lot. That's a true story with Ralphie the Buffalo.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Lisa.
Yes.
What would happen if you saw Buffalo running around a parking lot in a game after the game? What would you do? Would you freak out, or would you try to control it?
I would run for my life. Are you crazy? I would get in the car and take off.
I just listen. I don't know. There are a lot of animal lovers out there.
No.
There are some people think that this 1,500 to 2,000 pound animal is probably a nice, gentle animal. I just want to know what you would do in a situation like that.
It's not a puppy dog.
Okay, I don't look. People have tigers for pets sometimes. Look.
Yes, they also get their face mauled off, and they live with their partner.
Okay, that's exactly my point. But they didn't know that for 20 years, correct?
Sure.
This could happen. All right, Lisa.
Yes.
All right, listen.
You all right there, SportsWizer?
I'm fine here. I just want to make sure Lisa understands what's going on here tonight. Okay.
What's going on?
I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you. All right. What mascot do you hate, Lisa? I want to know the mascot you hate the most. And I hope it's the cardinal tree.
No, that's the best one. It's the party one.
What do you think? You like mascots? You think mascots are good for the sport? You think mascots are bad for the sport? We know that our other guest over here, Mark does not like mascots. He has no idea what they're there for. We know that. Hold on, Mark, calm down here. Don't yell at me now.
I got a money-losing story to tell you about a mascot.
Exactly. So he's got stories that are going to keep us here till next Thursday. I promise you that. And that's why we love him. But Lisa,
probably the UP, because I know you're a Dodgers fan, and
okay,
it was bashing on the Dodgers, and I don't even know what a UP is. It looks like an alien, and
yeah, they're all
about
aliens.
it.
We got a phone call, Lisa.
Okay.
We got a phone call here. We got Hot Carl on the line.
Hot Carl,
what's up, buddy?
Woo!
Hot Carl's in the house.
Yeah, baby.
What's up, buddy? What's your comment? Who's your favorite mascot?
Well, I was in the MAC conference. I went to Kent State, which our mascot sucks. It was a Flash.
Okay, yeah.
but
brought to you by Kodak.
Akron had Zippy.
Who was that?
University of Akron had Zippy the kangaroo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. I like that.
But I have a story. Like when I was 12, I went to a Cleveland Indians game, and they had the San Diego Chicken there.
Right.
So all the kids, were shaking hands with the chicken and stuff.
Right.
And I think one of my friends went behind the chicken, and I'm shaking the chicken's hands, and he grabs my hand and he starts swearing at me like, he would just swear. I'm not going to tell you what he said.
That's okay. No kids are watching anymore.
Past their bedtime.
Like, you fucking kids, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And my friend kicked him in his birdie nuts.
Nice. We gotta love San Diego Chicken is in the Hall of Fame. We gotta love. Listen, Lisa.
Yes.
Would you ever kick the chicken in the nuts?
Yeah.
You would?
Definitely.
Why would you do that?
Well, if he was trying to do something to me.
Okay, all right.
Gotta show him who's boss.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
The nice thing is, Danny, that's when Hulk Hogan decided to get into wrestling.
Really, right about then?
Well, yeah, that was the incident that got him out of the mascot business.
Poor Hulk.
Yeah, look, there's two mascots in professional sports: the chicken, the gorilla. That's it. Okay,
Right.
and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yes.
Those are your three mascots. That's it. No one else ands, ifs, or buts about it. Okay, those are your three mascots in professional sports. The rest, the Met, you can go home. Cincinnati person, Cleveland person, everybody go home. You don't need a mascot to do anything. Now, Mark.
Yeah, can I give you my one last mascot story?
I would love your one last mascot story.
Thank you. True story.
They're all true.
Yeah,
they better be.
I haven't told a lie since college. In Brown, my buddy is telling me, he's trying to give me a tip on a game, and he's from back east, one of these Boston guys, and my bookie, the guy we played with, only knew teams like Ohio State, Miami, Michigan, Notre Dame. So my buddy says, I got a real special tip for you. He said the Brown mascot, I think it's a goat, was like sick, and there was like food poisoning went out through all around like the campus at Brown, and with the football dorm. So all the Brown players were sick. So my buddy says, I don't know what happened. All the food was tainted, even what they gave the mascot goat. So my buddy's like, you got to play, who's up against Brown. That's who's going to win because Brown's all sick. So I said, all right, well, tell me who they're playing. So I call up my bookie, and I asked my bookie, I said, listen, what's the line on Brown and Yale? And my bookie, who's this big, fat Italian guy in the back room, says, Brown and Yellow. Who the hell's Brown and Yellow? I never heard of Brown, Yale, Harvard, schools like that. No. Cost me about a C note at that time. All right, that's the end of my mascot story.
Listen, I am glad that you have such a intelligent bookie. That's what I got to tell you. Your bookie knows what he's talking about. All right, listen. Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa. Mark Anthony.
It's a true story. I wouldn't kid you. Dave, Ferry.
Listen. Right now.
Get it together, Wizer.
I've lost it.
Cheer up.
I swear to God. I'm
That's
sorry.
our job.
I know. All right. Listen. All right, Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa. You know what? It's like I'm not even here tonight.
Wow, we should do that again.
That's funny.
I got to tell you, this has just been a long day. And I love each and every one of you for watching
It's
tonight.
going to be all right,
It is going to be all right. I love Mark Anthony here. I mean, you played with Vinny. You played... Okay.
Played with Jim Kelly?
Yes. You've played with them all.
Jim, can I give you a story?
Hold on.
I want to hear these stories.
This is a true story. Another true story.
I gotta be
Hold on. Let's take a poll.
All right. If I should tell more stories or not?
Hold on. Mike, we got to put a poll up on the air. We got about 12 minutes left, if that, all right? We want to know if the audience wants to hear another true story.
True story.
True story from Mark Anthony. We want to know if the audience, if they want to hear it, we're going to
hurry up and tell them then.
All right? We're going to give it to them if they want to hear it. That's what we want. Lisa, do you want to hear a true story from Mark?
Yeah,
Thank you,
he's
Lisa.
got good stories.
He's got good stories.
True stories.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just asking, the question as Stu.
Yes.
Do you want to hear a true story from?
Of course I do. I love
Thank you,
stories.
All right, Mike.
Count me in, Dan.
Count you in. So we got
Thank
a
you,
unanimous decision here, but you know what? It's your show, viewers.
Yes.
It's what I want to know. What you want to hear? Do you want to hear more stories? I want to hear true stories
Wow,
from
Hot
Lisa.
Carl, first one to chime in, wants another story.
You know what,
Carl.
Lisa?
Carl.
I want you now, Lisa.
He
I'm gonna,
also
you know what I'm going to do here, Lisa?
Yeah.
I'm going to hand you this ball right here.
Okay.
Have a ball, Lisa.
All right? I'm going to hand you the ball, which means I'm handing off the reins to you.
Nice.
So I want you to introduce Mark Anthony DiBello and his true story. Go ahead, Lisa. It's your show.
Here we go, everyone. Mark and his true story.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, without a doubt, you're the prettiest girl in this studio.
Hey now.
Hey now.
True story. I'm dating this beautiful girl, comes up to me in the school rat. She's an Olympian for the Canadian swim team. Didn't know anything about her. We start going out. She says, well, my last boyfriend mistreated me. He didn't really like me. It was too busy for me. Let's you and I go out. So we start dating. True story. Go up to her apartment. She lives in Canada. Having a nice date, nice evening. Starting to get romantic. She gets a cell phone call. Regular phone call. Answers the phone, says, Mark, I'll be right back. I got to run down to 7-Eleven. I'm just really thirsty. I want to get something to drink. 7 hours later.
Yeah.
I get a phone call. I hear helicopter. Jim Kelly, her ex-boyfriend, just signs with the Houston Gamblers. Mega Millions, flies a helicopter to the top of her building, picks her up, whisks her back to wherever. I never saw her again. 7 hours. I'm waiting.
Wait,
never
hold
saw her
on.
again.
Okay,
True story.
okay. All right, true
Lois.
story. Hold on. We understand that it's a true story. But here's the question I have.
That's
a good story.
isn't
But
it?
here's the question I have for you.
Yes, sir.
Were you at her place or was she at your place?
No, I was at her place in Canada. She had 3 really hot sisters. They're all Canadian Olympians.
Now, did you hook up with any of the sisters while you were at her place?
That's the
No, we all went
story.
to Blue Bonnet harness track after, to be honest with you, with the mom and the sisters, because no one knew where Lois went. She got in a helicopter and split.
Okay, so let me make sure
But I didn't know she was going out with Jim Kelly when I dated her.
Well, obviously, she didn't know that he was going to sign Mega Millions. He didn't win the Heisman, did he?
No.
I think Herschel Walker won it that year, actually.
Yeah, Herschel.
Yeah, I
Herschel
think
had a
Herschel
lot
won it that year. But here's the thing.
A lot of scratch.
You're at her house for she doesn't come back for 7 hours, and you're still there.
Yeah, what are you
not the
doing?
brightest
What are you
bulb on
doing for
Broadway.
7 hours?
Lisa, I thought she really liked me. She was beautiful. The girl was gorgeous.
Honestly,
gorgeous.
after hours,
I'm the SportsWizer, not you.
Wishful thinking, I guess. Huh?
I would have been like, wow, that's a hell of a drink she's getting at 7-Eleven.
I want you to know this drink took me 7 hours to make.
Well, I never quite got. As a matter of fact, I hooked up with her this is not in the book, but in the movie, Lots of Promise, but many hours later, I tracked her down in where she had moved to Buffalo. Not hours, I should say weeks later, and she ends up telling me.
So now, whoa!
There goes that true story.
Whoa! Is that a true story?
I saw her one other time, and it didn't work out. She was with some other dude, and that was the end of it.
And she told the other dude, "I'll be right back." And
I waited 7 hours, and
A
then I waited
jumbo
another
jet
7
comes.
weeks. So that's the end of the story.
Hot Carl wants to know who got more ass, Jim Kelly or Vinny T.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Who did?
They
Good
both played a lot
question.
of ball, a lot of football. The guys, the scrubs,
Right.
the scrubs were the guys that chased after the women, and the other guys concentrated on the sports, and that's how they made it.
All right, let me ask you a question. You know Bernie Kosar, correct?
I played with Bernie. Was my quarterback. He could hit a dime at 50 yards.
All right, let
a
me ask-
dime
all
in
right.
football.
You have this is the last question I'm going to ask you because then we got to get to our stud and dud of the week. But I'm very curious to know this: Bernie Kosar, Jim Kelly, Vinny Testaverde. If Bernie Kosar did not get injured the way he got injured throughout his pro career, would he have been a better quarterback than Kelly and Testaverde?
Ooh, good question.
Who's the better quarterback between the three?
Well, they all had something different. Vinny has the best arm. Bernie's a genius, and when it comes to calling audibles, calling the plays, he's a smart cat. And Jim
Flies helicopters all over.
He had it all together. But I can give you one more story?
Yeah, why not?
I made notes. No, because you're talking
more.
Last one. No, you're talking about the quarterbacks. You're talking about the best quarterback I saw of all three of those was Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was on the field at the time that had the famous Hail Flutie play. And Danny was asking me, and Stu, we were talking about it earlier, what happened, and this is the first time you're ever going to hear. Nobody's let this get out. But you know the
Hold on. An exclusive here at SportsWizer.
Nice. Ding.
Go ahead.
All right, about 20 seconds left to go in the game. We're winning, I think, by like 4 or something, so they need a touchdown to beat us. Legend has it, I can't confirm this, but this is what the scuttlebutt with Coach Davis, who ended up going on with the Browns, and Coach Tressman, who was, I became friends with later and worked now with the Saints. What I was told, what I guess happened was Coach Johnson, who is a great coach, I love him, the best. He could run a Fortune 500 company. Fantastic coach. Coached all of us. All guys went on to be Hall of Famers. Apparently felt that we had the game in the bag and called up on the headset to the defensive coordinators up at the top of the Orange Bowl. Lisa knows the OB. At the top of the Orange Bowl and told them, come on down. This game's in the bag.
Really?
So what happened on the Hail Flutie play, there was nobody to call the defense. And the players were all a little discombobulated and confused. And that's how Doug Flutie, drop-kicking from the Patriots, ended up throwing that Hail Flutie pass to Wes Whalen or whatever his name was, and they beat us in one of the famous plays in college football.
Probably one of the greatest upsets of all time, or one of the greatest comebacks. As one of the greatest plays. It was one of the greatest plays of all time in college football, and still Doug Flutie is famous for that. All right, look,
Danny, I got good news. I'm done with the stories. Thank you.
Oh, come on, we're going to
I'm only going to answer questions from here on out. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Lisa.
listen,
Thank you, everybody.
People.
Yeah.
Mark Anthony DiBello, everybody. Give him a hand for coming in.
Yay!
Guys, check him out. Check out lotsofpromise.com. Check him out over there. Go ahead. You got anything else you want to plug before we get to our stud and dud of the week there,
No,
Mark?
those are good plugs, and I want to give you a surprise pick. Miami. Dolphins.
Miami
First
Dolphins.
win against Baltimore. Ray Lewis and the old Canes.
Okay.
And Ed Reed, I think that's a big upset this week. No disrespect to Mr. Pettit, but I think that Dolphins get the Fish get their first win.
It's always tough to choose one of those awful teams to bet on, but every once in a while, dog has its day, right?
Yeah, well, Baltimore quit. They quit against the Pats and Colts.
Awful
and
on Sunday.
And the season's over.
It's like I'm not even here anymore.
Overrated. So they're done.
Not even here. I don't even need. I could just walk out right now.
I'm just going to
no
sit
one would
here.
ever miss me.
Thank you, Danny. I love you. You're
miss
beautiful.
you.
You're more
Thank you.
I'll
All right,
miss you.
listen.
We have another story.
It's like I'm not even here tonight. You know what it is? It's like I just blend in right with the curtains.
Yeah, you do.
That's what it is. That's what it is tonight. All right,
It's
look.
the blue screen.
People. Everybody- Lisa, calm down. Calm down. Tonight.
All right.
Everybody,
Relax.
Stuart, are you okay?
You calm down.
I'm fine. I'm fine. All right, and to think I was going to call in sick today. No way. I'm not like Mike Pettit. I show up when I need to be. All right, we got our stud and dud of the week. Now, I know a lot of times everyone's looking forward to this moment. I'm just showing 2 pictures because I couldn't get the rights from HBO to show this, all right? That's what it was. But my stud of the week, and I'm going to go with my stud first. This guy, I didn't think he could do it. I actually didn't think he could knock him out. I didn't think he could win against a guy from England. I thought England was so pissed off that they lost their country that they would fight it and get it back. No, they come over here, sing God Save the Queen, da-da-da-da-da, and Mayweather, God bless you. Because Floyd Mayweather, you knocked the crap out of Ricky Hatton. And I got to tell you, you are my stud of the week. Nice. Show that picture. No, that's the other one. That's our dud. That is my stud of the week with his children. And not only that, but he was a gracious winner. He's the one who said, I want to thank Ricky Hatton. Thank you, all the fans, for coming over from England. You were amazing. He respected everybody. He even gave props to Golden Boy Promotions for Oscar De La Hoya. All that stuff. You're a gracious winner, and that's why I respect you, Floyd Mayweather. I didn't have respect before, but now I got respect for you. My dud of the week now. My dud of the week. Be ashamed of yourself, Ricky Hatton. That's the white guy now. Put up that white guy, yeah. That belt is gone now. That belt is gone. Mayweather has it, all right? Because you got knocked out. And, buddy, you deserve to get knocked out. When you said the F word at the end of that interview, be ashamed of yourself, man. Shame to come over to this country that you used to have. You don't have it anymore, man. You don't have it. Just check us out every July 4th, okay? Because that's when we kicked your ass. And we kicked your ass again this last Saturday. And I don't care if I am offending people from England right now, because you do not deserve to ever come into this country and think you could beat anybody. You understand me? You are my dud of the week. And that is what I got to say tonight.
Yeah, Danny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Roll up.
All right, everybody just calm down.
This just in. Ricky Hatton says he wants to fight you, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm sorry. This is going on the BBC after this, all right?
Wow.
All right, listen.
I'll protect you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I like it. I like it.
Too. I like it too. Now look, normally I don't end like this, but I think tonight has been a special night. I want to give it up to my guest, Mark Anthony DiBello, for coming in here.
Yeah.
Woo!
Story.
Great story.
Really,
Danny, God bless you. Love you. You're beautiful, man. I love your smile. More teeth than a chainsaw. You're a terrific host.
Awesome. More stories.
I want to thank. You know what, and Mark, I want you to do me a favor, Mark.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make you a part of SportsWizer. As a matter of fact, you're going to be my designated blogger on SportsWizer. I'm going to give you the password, and you're going to go on that forum, and you're going to write a story of the week.
Oh.
Because I know you could do the story
Danny, I
of the
do
week.
know how to spell intern, okay? Why do I sense I'm working for free?
Oh.
You give me a lot of work to do. I don't know what you're
just
saying, but
wanna-
I
we all
appreciate
want-
everything you've done.
We
Thank
all
you
want to hear
for
more
having me.
stories. Lisa, do you want to hear more stories?
Yeah,
We wanna
one
hear-
blog once a week can
Yeah,
change lives.
You know what? Yeah.
Lisa, you're beautiful. Thank you very
Listen,
much.
listen.
Don't worry. Mike Pettit will be the secretary.
Yeah, it's funny. I've never been asked to blog anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
well, there's a reason you don't show up to blog.
Wow. Really getting a lot of heat for this, folks. Really getting a lot of heat.
All right, everybody calm down. All right, Lisa,
Yes.
before we go, do you have anything you want to say to your fans out there? There you go.
That's
Lisa
it.
Lucchese,
Thank
everybody.
you.
All right, listen up.
You're the best.
You are the best for coming here. You're one of our favorite guests that we've had on the show. You are an amazing person. We can't
Thank you.
wait
It's
to
only my
have you
first
up
time
again.
here.
Maybe even next week we're going to have a huge party with you coming back here. We bring all the SportsWizer ladies back, hopefully. That's our goal for next week.
Oh, yeah.
But on behalf of Stuart Pack,
Thank you.
Mike Pettit,
Thank you.
Mark
Thank you.
Anthony DiBello, Lisa Lucchese. Yeah. My name is Danny Hazami saying, I'm the SportsWizer, not you. Good night, everybody.
All right, Danny.
You're unbelievable. By telling me more about mine, I'm always so concerned with the way you say you always have to stop to think of us. Being one is more than I ever known, but this time I realize I'm gonna shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. Pushing down the reds and bringing out your high self. Figure the fun on pushing down the better view instead of bringing the attitudes to walk the world and everything your attitude. Brace yourself with the grace of peace. I know this world and what it seems. It's unbelievable. You better me with your questions. You have me tell no lies. You're always asking what it's all about. Don't listen to my replies. You say to me I don't talk enough, but when I do I'm a fool. These times I've spent, I've realized you shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, it's what I love you more. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
Here she comes now.